Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. I'm about to say a word. This one little word strikes fear into the hearts of people everywhere. People from all levels of life, from all backgrounds, are terrified of this one word. Are you ready? The word is change. People are terrified of change. Change evokes the most primitive human fear of the unknown. Personally, I love change. I think change is wonderful. And that's why I'd like to share with you today why change is not the enemy. In my professional life, I have frequently been what's known as an agent of change. I come in and I help make changes to make things better. In my personal life, I love to set goals. I love to better myself via physical efforts, mental efforts, scholastic efforts, emotional efforts, what have you. And all of this is done through change. I hope at the end of my presentation today that all of you are a little more open to change and know that it is not your enemy. So why is change so important? Why am I such a big proponent of change? Well, you see, stagnation is the enemy of progress. And progress is how we grow and improve and become better. When we are open to change, when we banish stagnation, we can have a better quality of life and a better quality of work. I'll give you an example. There was a company I worked at a few years ago. When I joined this company, I learned that this company had been in business far longer than I'd been alive, and they hadn't changed much. They were still stuck in the past. One of my first job duties when I started was order follow-up. They showed me the process, and I remember watching it going, ugh, first of all. There were so many redundancies. There was so much superfluous work. This process took me 3 hours, and they expected me to do this 3 times a week. 3 hours, 3 times a week is 9 of my 40 hours. I decided that this wasn't going to work, not only for me, but for my coworkers and the people that I would later lead in this process. So I sat down, I figured out why we did what we did, what we needed, and I made a change. I took this huge, massive, physically painful process, and I took it down from 9 hours a week to maybe 1 or 2. Now orders were being followed up only when they needed to be, and I could check them every single day. There was history, there was tracking, it was great. And this process I made, this change that I wrought, morphed into a ticketing system in a company that had never had automation. It streamlined everything, and the process is still used to this day, even though I'm not there anymore. But I just told you all that change is hard. Change is scary. So how do we embrace change? How did I help make this change happen? Well, first and most importantly, you need to know your why. Why am I making this change? Let's use an example that I'm sure everybody's heard more than once. I want to lose weight. Okay, why? Why do you want to lose weight? It's for health reasons. Okay, what are those health reasons? Is it to get better test results at the doctor? Is it to fit in an outfit that you don't fit in anymore? Is it to be able to run further, faster, to be able to run at all? What is your why? This why is going to get you through the hard times. This why is going to motivate you. And if you're making a change with other people, it's going to motivate them. People don't want to change unless they know why and what's in it for them. So once you have your why, once you know this is why I'm changing, you need to figure out where you're starting. With a weight loss goal, this is easy enough. What's your current weight? What are your current measurements? What's your current size? And then you need to get your end goal. Point A, point B. What are you aiming for? So where are you starting? What are you aiming for? Why are you aiming for it? Once you know where you're going, you need to determine how you're going to get there. So your point A, your point B, you can't immediately jump to point B. You need to set milestones in the middle. Now these milestones are small pieces of the goal, and these milestones need to be achievable, measurable, and realistic. So for the weight loss, 0, 50. You would want to say, in 1 week I will lose 1 pound. These are the changes I will make to get to this little goal. This gives you something reasonable to shoot for. You wouldn't say, I want to lose 50 pounds. I'm going to lose 25 pounds in a week. Because you're not going to succeed. That's not a reasonable goal for anybody. And when you don't set reasonable goals, when you don't focus on that, you'll burn out. You will crash. You will go back to what you were doing before because the change seems impossible. That's why your goals need to be small, realistic, and measurable. You'll also want to set up some sort of accountability. Would you use perhaps a partner, a friend, a coworker if it's at work? You need somebody to be accountable to, even if it's just yourself with some sort of tracking spreadsheet or solution. Overall, change is not the enemy. You can make a change. You can embrace change. Change is how we defeat stagnation. Change is how we grow and get better. I hope tonight, after hearing this speech, all of you are a little more open to change. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.